Sports betting isn't a team sport, but it can be. And you're going to need a crafty team to extract the money from the sports books. Don't worry though, I've got a blueprint that's going to help you, and it's all based on a popular movie. What I'm about to propose to you is both highly lucrative and highly dangerous. Hi, I'm Jack from Unabated, and when I first started betting, I tried to do everything by myself. Research my own bets, build my own systems, and get the money down all on my own. But maybe that wasn't the right move. It's not only harder to do it all by yourself, but more importantly, it puts a cap on how much you can earn. The higher you go up the betting food chain, the more complex it becomes, and the more you need specialized skills. Some of the biggest bettors you've ever heard of were part of or built teams. Guys like Billy Walters or Bill Benter, they didn't do it all by themselves. Building a sports betting crew can help you cover your blind spots. It can give you access to knowledge you don't already have, and it lets you bet in ways you wouldn't be able to just on your own. So what does a good crew look like? Well, we can actually take advice from a few of the 11 best to ever do it. Danny Ocean had a plan. He was fresh out of prison and he wanted to take a haul off of Terry Benedict. Pretty good chance the sportsbook didn't lure Julia Roberts away from you. And if they did, congratulations. But you don't have to make it personal to put together a plan. Financial motivation is plenty good enough. And every good team starts with someone motivated to dream big. And that could be you, the dreamer. Maybe you've been practicing his sales pitch in the mirror. Because the house always wins. Play long enough, you never change the stakes, the house takes you. Unless when that perfect hand comes along, you bet big, and then you take the house. But to make the really big bets, a good dreamer knows he's going to need help. He understands what the game is all about and can handle the big picture, even if it's a really big picture. Danny didn't want to just knock over one casino, he wanted to take down 3. If you have aspirations bigger than you can execute on your own, or if your angle has a limited lifespan, then you'll need help to make your plan a reality. And that starts with one of the most important people in your crew. When Danny was crisscrossing the country to lock up Jan, Basher, and everyone else, he didn't do it alone. And when it came time to plan the heist, he needed someone to handle the nuts and bolts while he kept moving pieces into place. And that's where the logistics guy comes in. Rusty filled that role for Danny Ocean, but your logistics guy will know how to organize your entire enterprise. He's the one who knows the best way to get a team together and get them communicating. He knows where to be, when to be, and how to get there. A good logistics guy will make your entire operation run smoothly, and he'll help everybody row in the same direction. He doesn't need to be the sharpest bettor in the group, he just needs to operate with ruthless efficiency. But once you solve that piece of the puzzle, then you can divvy up the work and start bringing in your specialists. And there's one you absolutely can't live without. Quick, what's the implied probability of -137, and how much of an edge do you need betting? Fair line was -142. Is your confidence interval enough to be betting a thinner edge? Maybe you can answer some of those questions if you sit down with a calculator for a couple minutes, but maybe you can't answer them at all. And that's why you need a numbers guy. Danny had Livingston Dell, the sweaty nerd who could make all the computers dance. You need to find your own Livingston Dell. Betting is, in large part, a math game. To play it well, you need to exploit inefficiencies. You need to pinpoint probabilities that are sharper than the books. It means numbers, and lots of them. And if you can find someone out there who dreams in calculus, well, grab onto them and hold on tight. Plus, this crew member can help keep everyone else level. Did your results just run into variance, or was the process flawed from the jump? Your numbers guy has the answers for you. And if you're having trouble finding one, well, it's never been easier to pick up the slack yourself. There are free courses on statistics and programming out there. There are books, YouTube channels, training sites, and of course, AI that can help you level up. Whether it's you or a dedicated specialist, having someone on the team who understands betting and math makes your team very dangerous to the sportsbooks. So now you've got two. It's time to bring in someone who can lay the groundwork to help you put your operation in action. You can have all the plans and all the math on your side, but you still need actual eyes on the operation. You need a guy who knows a guy.
You know a guy.
Bobby Caldwell's boy Linus was a fresh-faced pickpocket on the seedy streets of Chicago, and he filled the role of Danny Ocean's scout. Now, the scout is the guy who can find creative new angles for your play. He knows how to probe the books for weaknesses and find out just what kind of action the books will tolerate. He can spend all day finding exploitable holes in the book and all night putting together a cheat sheet for how to get down. A good scout helps give you a first mover advantage over other teams or over the defenses the sportsbooks employ. If he can get you to the angle before everyone else, he can get your crew out the door carrying the duffel bags with the X on the sides. Someone who knows everything there is to know about betting but has been limited to pennies often makes a good scout. But maybe getting down enough money isn't your problem. Maybe getting the money to get down with is. Ruben Tishkoff had money, and he knew what he wanted to do with it. He wanted to take down Terry Benedict for taking down all of Ruben's old Vegas landmarks. He just needed the right crew to come along and connect the dots. Now, your dots might be a little different. Ideally, everyone in the crew has their own bankroll they can bring to the table, so you don't need to add a silent partner. Opportunities are fleeting, and if your team has a great angle but is undercapitalized, the bankroll is the guy you need to go to. You see, the bankroll can help you get the most out of your edge by injecting cash into your operation. You'll be able to maximize your play before the books catch up and the angle becomes priced in. Maybe that person isn't even a sports betting veteran. It could be someone who gets a thrill out of the idea of beating the sports books. And the right bankroll could even help provide guidance. But what do you do when you have the money, but no one on your crew is allowed to get down in large amounts? Then you need the last member of the team to step up. Saul Bloom had the kind of ulcers that send a man into retirement. But a bad day robbing a casino was still better than a great day at the dog track. Sportsbooks roll out the red carpet for high rollers, so that's who Saul became. Lyman Zerga.
My name is Lyman Zerga.
A vaguely European arms dealer with 20 grand in an envelope and bodyguards on each arm. Well, that's enough to make a VIP host's eyes spin like a cash register. Just like the casinos, every sportsbook worth its salt has VIP hosts ready and waiting to cater to the highest of rollers. A big player with money to burn and no idea how to wield it is a sportsbook's dream. But when you can use him to turn that dream into a nightmare, you've got the whale. If you can find a whale that the sportsbooks will buy, you've found the golden goose. This is an approach Billy Walters used to great effect with the rich and famous. Bruce Willis, Ben Affleck, Ashton Kutcher, and others all help Walters get down at the sportsbooks at one point or another. But how do you pull your crew together? Well, sports betting discords like the one we have at Unabated are a great place to start. I'll drop a link in the description below. It's free and it's full of hundreds of different Danny Oceans. And there are plenty other bettors in there too with varying skill sets who might also be looking for someone to partner up with. There's no one right approach for finding who you might be able to work with, but I've always found that looking for people who are willing to jump in with consistent and thoughtful contributions is a great place to start. That's a tough lineup for the sportsbooks to face down. Don't feel bad for them though. Just like Terry Benedict, they're not exactly a bunch of innocent victims. They have plenty of tricks they use to extract maximum value from bad bettors. You want to know what games they're playing? Well, check out this video.